So my question to you is, are you struggling with joint pain or stiffness that just won't go away no matter what you try? It may surprise you to learn that a mineral imbalance could be the silent culprit behind your discomfort. What most people don't realise is that minerals play an absolutely crucial role in joint health and inflammation regulation. But one particular mineral, if imbalanced, could be making your joint pain much, much worse. So which mineral or minerals am I talking about? Well, many, but I'm going to focus on some key ones, namely calcium and magnesium. Calcium is essentially for building and maintaining strong bones and cartilage, which provides structure and support for joints. It also helps to regulate muscle contractions and nerve signaling around joints, and this coordination is vital for smooth movement and reducing strain on joints. But while calcium is necessary, too much calcium, especially as we age and our metabolism slows down, can build up in the soft tissues, causing joint stiffness and pain, and it's known as calcification. Now, before we go any further, I'm Vanessa, the menopause specialist, and I specialise in helping women to recover their energy, get rid of debilitating fatigue, improve their motivation and moods, and ultimately feel like themselves again. And my big focus, and probably the thing that sets me apart from every other menopause specialist, is the fact that I focus on the balance of minerals and heavy metal toxicity, which, quite frankly, is the root of the majority of issues that people are experiencing. And when we start to balance our minerals again, our hormones improve, our health improves generally, and we start to feel good again. And minerals are the spark plugs of the body. And if you don't get them into the right balance, then you are not going to be getting to the root cause of the problems, and you're going to continue to struggle. So let's continue with this chat about minerals and joint pain, because that's what we're talking about today. So calcium, as I said, when there's too much of it, builds up, and there are other minerals that help to deposit it where it should go. For example, magnesium helps prevent calcium from building up in the joints because it regulates calcium absorption and directs it to the bones where it's needed. Without enough magnesium, calcium can settle in the wrong places, leading to joint stiffness and discomfort. However, it's not just magnesium. There are other cofactor minerals and vitamins that are really crucial. For example, vitamin K, vitamin D, boron, all very important. Now, should you just go and supplement all of them? No, absolutely not. Because if you don't know what your levels are as an individual, you are doing it blind and you can cause yourself more issues. Magnesium also plays a key role in controlling inflammatory responses, especially in the joints. It helps reduce the activity of inflammatory markers, and it prevents the joints from becoming swollen and painful. And magnesium also helps relax muscles around the joints, reducing tension that can contribute to joint pain. Magnesium and calcium actually work in opposition. Magnesium relaxes and calcium contracts. So that's why the two are very important together, and they are kind of twin minerals when it comes to certain actions in the body. Now, during menopause, hormonal changes happen, of course, especially there's a decline in estrogen and progesterone, and that decline can significantly affect how your body absorbs and uses essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium. As estrogen levels drop during menopause, calcium absorption also decreases, which can lead to weaker bones and joints. That drop in estrogen also affects the body's ability to maintain proper levels of magnesium and potassium, both of which are needed to prevent calcium buildup in the soft tissues and support joint function. Now, we all know that calcium is promoted as the mineral heading into or through menopause that we should all be taking because of our bones and to avoid osteoporosis. But I'm here to tell you that that may actually be doing you much more harm than good. Too much calcium can lead, as I said, to calcification, where calcium deposits build up in joints, causing stiffness and discomfort. Excuse the noise, my dog is having a bit of a throat clear. You all right there, Ella? Yes, good girl. Most people, especially those who eat dairy and green veg, do not lack calcium. That's not what's causing the bone weakness. It's not an issue that you've got not enough calcium. It's usually that it's not being deposited correctly. And if it's not being deposited correctly, then it's being deposited incorrectly. And you've got to ask, where is it being deposited? If it's not in the bones, if it's going into the body, you've got enough there, where is it going? The issue that most don't and won't ever see is that supplementing more calcium not only makes joint pain worse, but it also slows down the metabolism. And that can lead to cellular hypothyroidism, where thyroid hormones can't enter the cells, so we can't get the benefits of them, and other issues like calcification of the cardiovascular system. Yes, the cardiovascular system can get blocked up with calcification of the arteries, and we really do not want that. So blindly supplementing out calcium without knowing A, whether you need it, or B, whether you are depositing it correctly, is a very bad strategy. And one thing also to bear in mind with calcium supplementation is that it is often, if we're not told to take it with the cofactor vitamins and minerals, and that causes even more problems. So what should we be doing instead? We must make sure that we are not overeating calcium-rich foods, especially dairy. So eating a ton of cheese and yogurt is a big no-no, but we want to focus on eating calcium-rich foods which are rich in cofactor minerals like magnesium. Foods like green leafy vegetables, nuts and seeds are much better than eating dairy because they have high amounts of magnesium naturally. And if we're struggling with joint pain or loss of bone density, we have to adopt a targeted approach. We need to know what our minerals are doing on a personal, individual level. And we can only do that with the correct mineral testing, which shows what's happening with minerals at a cellular level. So what I want to point out is that there is a test that I run with all of my clients whereby you can actually see what is happening at a cellular level with your calcium, your magnesium, your potassium, your boron, and many other minerals, plus heavy metal toxicity. And it will also indicate whether you are lacking in certain vitamins as well. It's an absolutely brilliant foundational test. Gives us so much information, not just about our joints and calcification, but also about our thyroid, our adrenals, and so on and so forth. It is a relatively simple test to do. It's not massively expensive like some tests, which are hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And the insight that it gives us is actionable insight, which means that we know what to do if it's interpreted properly. And I say that with a caveat because there are a lot of people who run this test who don't know how to interpret properly. They haven't been trained properly. It's a very hard test to interpret. And you can't just read it at face value. You can't just read the levels. You have to actually understand what each element means and how each mineral affects the others. Otherwise, you will be doing yourself a disservice, and if you supplement based on that, you will actually make yourself worse. So let's summarize the main points. So calcium can build up in the joints. Magnesium and other key minerals can help to balance that out, or rather deposit it correctly. And there are ways to restore mineral balance naturally, but we must have the visibility of what we as individuals actually need. As with everything to do with health, addressing the root cause of your joint pain can be much, much, much more effective than just trying to manage symptoms. And of course, managing symptoms with medications is really a bad idea because, first of all, the medications tend to have quite profound effects on the gut, the digestive tract. A lot of those kind of pain relief medications really give your gut a hammering, which then in turn causes more issues. But secondly, and more importantly, you're not getting to the root cause. You're just masking symptoms. And meanwhile, the damage continues. And let me tell you, calcification of any part of the body is not a good thing. We need to make sure that calcium is either going into the bones and teeth where it should belong, or we are getting rid of it and our body is removing it so that it's not building up and calcifying. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share your experiences. If you have joint pain, what have you tried? Did it work? Didn't it work? Ask your questions. Anything you want to know about this topic, ask away and I will do my best to help. And remember, if you haven't already subscribed for more insights on menopause health, please do, and hit the bell, which will then set an alert to let you know when I do one of these lives. I try and do at least one a week, and you will get alerted to let you know when a new one goes live if you hit that bell. Please do subscribe, because it really helps to support the channel, and it helps with spreading the word of the sort of work that I do. It is very different. As I've said, I focus on this area of mineral balance and heavy metal toxicity because it's so crucial. If you want to see what a mineral test looks like and what information we can garner from it, other than just about calcium and joint pain, click to watch this next short video that is up on the screen now. All right, I will leave it there. Take care. See you next time. Bye for now.